There we go. All right. Um, hey. Uh, it's the last 12 hours of the Scorpio full moon, which is my moon, and I am feeling called to do some tarot, so we're gonna do some tarot. Pew pew. And we're gonna use this deck. We're gonna use the Mystic Mondays deck because we always use the Mystic Mondays deck. It's just a good sharing deck. Um, the joke here is that some of these cards are already in play. So we're not playing with a full 78 cards. We're having a great time playing anyway. I might cough like periodically through this. I'm totally fine. I'm just like I'm in the like spring sinus draining and I'm totally fine. And it's a progressive cough. So we're doing great. We're doing so good. So Scorpio full moon means that we are trying to release and relinquish to make space for something else. If the moon is full, it means that it is at capacity, which means that we have to release and relinquish things in order to move forward. Scorpio is a water sign. It's a fixed sign. It means that it is super firm and resolute in its emotionality, unyielding, some might say. I wouldn't personally, but maybe others. Opposing sign of Taurus, which is where the sun is currently in. Taurans and Scorpions have some commonalities. They're very sensual. They're very obstinate. We'll just leave it there. For now, we're just going to pull some cards and see what people need to know for the next couple of weeks. The idea being that this will kind of get you through. This is what the full moon is going to be bringing into your life, or what we can expect. Yeah, that's the question. So the question is, what do the signs need to know as they're moving through the next 2 weeks, as they're moving through the next moon phase? And that is how we're gonna start with Taurus, I guess. Taurus needs, oh, I love this for you. Perfect. Taurus gets the Empress. So the thing that Taurus needs to be focusing on is, generating. They need to be focusing on luxuriating. Oh, the Taurans are gonna love this. The Empress is 3 in the major arcana, which is this very like creative, generative number. It's the magic number. It's plentiful. It's communal. It's creative. It's to make 3. 2 come together and then they make this third thing. It can also be 2 things within your own personal life that you are maybe blending to create something new. There's also a bounty in this, obviously the Empress. So the Empress is different. The Empress is a ruler, like, is the goddess. Like, she is willing to make her kingdom great and give for her kingdom. And there is bounty. It's plentiful. So Taurans, enjoy the next couple of weeks. Revel in it. You deserve it. Okay. Cool. And then now we're gonna move on to Gemini. We are experiencing the last few weeks of Mercury retrograde. We're experiencing the last few days of Mercury retrograde. So Geminis and Virgos, watch your fucking mouths, especially when you're talking to me. Just be mindful that there is a shadow period that will last until the middle of May, and that affects people sometimes more. So something that Gemini needs to pay attention to in the next 2 weeks is the Princess of Wands. Wands are a fire sign, which is intuition and will, in the sense of willpower and assertion. The Princess is the page, which is the student, the eternal student. So there's going to be some things that the Gemini folks need to learn in their intuitive state. You're going to be finding yourself needing to trust your gut. Go with it. For the love of God, go with it. If we can't trust ourselves, then what can we trust? Yeah, so they're always learning. Maybe you're going to be reading something new, maybe a new way of thinking, but kind of this new way of asserting yourself into the world. And also, like, be, especially for you Geminis, be, like, humble. Be willing to humble yourself and to acknowledge what you don't know. Because again, the page is a learner and they're a student and they're childish and fun, much like you Gemini. They are out to experience. So definitely acknowledge in the next couple of weeks what it is that you don't know or where it is that you can improve. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Okay, Cancer. See this fucking Two of Swords. All right, this Two of Swords jumped out. Okay, so, okay. Cancer. Two of Swords. Twos are crossroads. They're decisions. They are, options. Discernment. Yeah, discernment. Swords are the mental realm. They govern logic and thinking and communication. Again, in these next couple of weeks, we're in the last throes of Mercury retrograde. You get to choose. Okay, in some ways, you get to choose how you think. You get to choose, because you get to choose, like, the behaviors that go along with the ways of thinking. You get to choose the words that come out of your motherfucking mouth. Sometimes those choices are good. Always those choices have consequences. When I say some of those choices are good, I like to think about choices as obviously more than just two, but there's like the best choice, and then there's the worst choice, and then there's everything in between. And so mostly, like, you're gonna end up in some kind of ambiguous gray area where it's like, okay, maybe not the best choice ever, but definitely not the worst choice ever. And so for the next 2 weeks, Cancer, you are gonna be faced with choices, decision making. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? How are you gonna handle that? Be gentle, be mindful, sit with it. Okay, Leos. Leos, what do the Leos need to know? Queen of Wands. I love this for you. Okay, so Wands are a fire sign, just like you, Leo. The Queen of Wands, the Queen rules over her kingdom with grace and abundance, just like we were talking about earlier. The Queen has to be better than the king in some ways. They have to walk the line in a very different way than a king has to walk the line. A king gets to do what they want to do just because they want to do it. A queen has to curtail to the court, unfortunately. In the sign of fire, however, this queen knows what's going on. This queen trusts her intuition. Wands, again, they're that fire sign, they're that intuition, they're that willpower. This queen is going to walk around knowing that she is moving from a place of inner knowledge, not logic knowledge, not emotional knowledge, not material knowledge, but spiritual knowledge, spirit-based, will-based, gut-based knowledge. So Leo, move from a place of trust of yourself. Trusting yourself in the next 2 weeks is going to be a big theme for you. This bodes well for you, though. You just have to trust that you know what's best for you. That's it. It's the long and short of it. You're going to be faced with some challenges to figure out how you're going to showcase that. Virgos, Virgos, Virgos. Ace of Swords are Virgos. Okay, so Virgos. My Virgos. Ace of Swords is the opening of the suit. It is the incitation of the suit. Lots of times people also read it as sort of the culmination of all of the energy of the suit. Swords, again, are mental. It's logical. It's communicative. So you need to be focusing on how you are utilizing your manners of thinking, your order of operations, to insert yourself into the world. How are you speaking to people? What projects are you starting? This is very much a starting card. It is, you know, again, it's the incitation. It's the beginning of the suit. It pushes. It's the oomph. Virgo, you might be starting something. You might be having kind of big conversations, or maybe like path altering conversations with people. Pretty positive card though. Ace of Swords means that you need to be secure. You need to know what it is that you want to say and what it is that you want to do before you do it. Okay, Virgo? Ace of Swords. Who comes after Virgo? It's Libra, the Hierophant. I literally was just thinking, I wonder if the Hierophant will come out. Libra, the Hierophant. Okay, so the Hierophant is like also called the Pope. It's 5 in the major arcana. 5 is conflict and creation. It's like you have established the baseline of a 4, and then you use those elements to bring forth something else, and then people have opinions about it, which makes it conflict. The Hierophant is the rites and rituals. The best way that I like to think about it, because I have a very interesting relationship with this card, the best way that I like to think about it is that they are the historian. They keep the tales, which works really well for you, Libra, as you also, you know, as a cardinal air, you like the tales. You like the words. But the Hierophant tells our stories, and they also tell how we, in some ways, because it is the Pope, it's this kind of communal understanding of what is and should be, which is why I struggle with it, because it is a lot about authority and rules and behaviors, like social mores, right? The next 2 weeks for you, Libra, are going to call into question, oh, my sweet Libras, are going to call into question what you believe, maybe at a very core level. How are you showing what you believe in? How are you behaving in a manner that is consistent with what it is you believe in? Hierophant, the story keeper, the book writer. What comes after Libra? It's Scorpio. Scorpio. Scorpio moon. Seven of Pentacles. No. Yes. Okay. Seven of Pentacles. So seven is a sacred number. It is the number of options. It is the number of anything can happen. Pentacles is based in the material realm. It is the physical plane in which we exist and manifest our realities. Scorpio, it kind of seems like anything can happen. You might be overwhelmed with like options this go around for the next couple of weeks. Ultimately, you get to decide which direction you need to go. See, she is watering her tree to bear the fruit. It is a sacred number. It brings the spirit. And it can also be very confusing. It can also be a very confusing number. It might be it might be an overwhelming time. But Scorpio, I think we all know that you can handle intensity, so I think you'll be okay. Make your choices. Do your best to think through them, and see how you think that they're going to play out on this material realm, because that's really the important part. Yeah. Sagittarius, it's this one. Knight of Wands, we got a lot of wands, we got a lot of fire in the cards. It's not in the sky. There's not a lot of fire in the sky, but there's a lot of fire in the cards right now. Knight of Wands. Sagittarius, fire for fire. Wands are a fire sign. They are about intuition. They are about will. They are about spirituality, not like religion, like the spirit that moves you. It's very gut based. Knights take action. Knights have action drilled into them so much that they don't have to think before they act. Or maybe especially in the suit of wands, they know in their gut that their action is the correct action because it has been so drilled into them. So Sagittarius, I think for you, you're going to just be able to kind of move through the next couple of weeks with there's going to be some peace out of this card for you. It's going to be very I know what I'm doing. I'm going and I'm doing it. I'm taking action based on my guts, on what my guts tell me. And I think you're going to find, pleasure out of that. Good for you. Where else are we? Capricorn. What can Capricorn expect for the next 2 weeks? Oh, what is that? King of Cups. Okay, I love it. Capricorns, my dear sweet goatfish. Cups are the emotional realm. In the next couple of weeks, you're going to have some big emotions. Kings are very action-based. Kings are very far-sighted. They're going to be able to kind of see the ripples and move. See, look at all those ripples on that card. And move accordingly. They're not really going to have to second guess it in the emotional realm. This could, and it is like a Scorpio full moon, so there is water. There's water all over the sky. This may not be the most comfortable place for you, but it is something that you're just going to know kind of absolutely. And so you are going to be able to move from that place in the next 2 weeks of emotional understanding and emotional just fortitude. You're going to be able to just move and flow like water. Next 2 weeks, Capricorns. Go to it. And then we will move on to Aquarius. 10 of Swords, Aquarius. Okay, 10 of Swords. I wish this card did not look like this. This is not how I feel about the 10 of Swords at all. And not in the like, tarot's not about your feelings. No, it's, okay. The 10 is the beginning and the ending of something. It is both like the culmination of the path of the journey of the suit's numbers, and simultaneously it is the start of the next like lesson that needs to be learned. Swords, mental suit, in the next couple of weeks, it's all going to be based in logic. Where are you moving from? What are you moving towards? It can feel overwhelming. I guess I do sort of like get it. It can feel overwhelming because it's almost like this. You've ended one thing, you're starting another, but you might not even know what that is. So it is kind of like this like dead zone. It's like this limbo, right? Which it like purgatory is supposed to be like kind of torturous. All right, okay, I accept this. Aquarius, in the suit of swords, that is right up your alley, babes. You got that. You got all that air. You got all that logic brain. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself, Aquarius, because you don't have to have the answers right now. You're allowed to just kind of drift and like feel it out and wait until something comes to you, or wait until like the lightning strikes. Okay, so be easy in the next couple of weeks. You'll get through it. Everything changes. Pisces. 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 3 of Pentacles for Pisces. Okay, 3s, community, creation, generativity. Are you making art? Pentacles, the material physical realm. Are you creating something? Are your children surviving and thriving? Are you writing? Are you reading? Are you tweeting? Are you painting? Are you organizing a moon ceremony? Are you going to see soccer games? What are you doing? What are you doing, Pisces? What are you doing? This is about putting something into the material world. In the next 2 weeks, Pisces, do it. It's actually very simple. It can be anything. You can tell a story in a sentence. Challenge. Okay. Yeah. Yep, that's it. And then Aries to round out the bunch. Aries to round out the bunch. Queen of Swords. We got a lot of queens. No, just 2. But that's still, I mean, that's a lot. Aries is the Queen of Swords. Queens, again, they sort of have to curtail their behavior to the needs of the court and the needs of the people, but they are very nurturing and they're very giving. See, she looks like an ice queen, but it's just a choice in art. It's just an art choice. Swords, very arguably, no, there's always a balance. Swords is the suit of logic and communication. It's all about your mental faculties. So in the next couple of weeks, Aries, what you are going to have to do is start moving from a place of logical knowledge and kind of manifesting wellness for everybody based on like reason. putting that out there. How are you doing the things that you know need to be done in order to endure? Aries, are you? In the next couple of weeks, you're about to find out. I suspect you are. I mean, you know, good on you. You got this. But those habits and those mental machinations are going to come, you know, full front. Okay. And that's it. Tip me. You know, I'll put my fucking PayPal and Venmo. I have Cash App now. I take all forms of money. Tip me. And blessings.